Hi, and welcome to Soul Food Ministries and Outreach, and welcome to No More Jim Crow, and welcome to My Craft Corner. Well, these I've been waiting and waiting, and I'm still not finished with them, but I just got to do it because it's getting too close to Christmas. I wanted to show what I made. This is my DIY that I made, my Nutcracker soldiers, out of laundry detergent bottles. Let me tell you, it's not a hard craft, but it's not an easy craft. It is a mid craft. It's just time consuming more than anything. I did have to figure some things out. You really do have to figure out how you're going to work this and that. You know, that's where and you cutting some plastic to get some things to fit. But basically, this is it. I wanted to show that if you can't afford some Nutcracker soldiers and you love them the way I do, just make you a pair. Take your detergent bottles and save them for next year. I know you're not going to be able to do it probably this year, for this year. And maybe you can if you have them just kind of laying around. Had been saving them and saying I was going to do something with them. Now, their hats are made from oatmeal boxes. Their faces are made from, plastic. Detergent was in, I think, one, and some kind of vitamin mix or something was in another. The hair, of course, is some batting, cotton batting. I would just refuse to buy anything. I wanted to do this to show that you could do it, and it would be, very frugally done. And you didn't have to go out and spend a bunch of money doing it, but it would still look beautiful. And I think they are amazing. Paint, of course, just some cheap paint, dollar store paint. I use dollar store paint, and I also had some paints that I had from other projects. And you can also, if you need something that is like a primer or what have you, which I suggest you do, prime everything first before you put your fancy paints on. You can get that in the Oops paint sections and just paint right on top of it. Because if you don't have something that's going to stick, even some of my stuff have scratched off. I suggest you could sand those containers first. But I didn't have time to go through all that right now because I was wanting to get this done. So their faces are made of plastic containers as well. The noses are made of just little skewers, wood skewers that I glue together. And I'll give you a close-up on what that looks like. Well, you can do it. These phones will get you closer than you want to be. And so I painted their eyes the same color glitter as their clothes. The green one has green eyes, like his green uniform. And just embellished it with a holly leaf and some berries. I used some scrap cardboard to make his shoulder, where his neck would be, whatever. And then there's ribbon for his fringe on his shoulder pads. The cups that you pour your detergent in is what his shoulders are. Their shoulders are. Ribbon was used on this one for, to sort of shape him up. I used the magazine covers because they were not as flimsy as the pages. And I I put them together, I painted them, and I taped them together with some masking tape, and then, primed them, and then I, put the glitter on them with the glue and what have you. That is a medallion for curtains that I already had, just kind of hanging around here I hadn't used yet. And then, of course, just glue and stamps to stamp the diamond print and the fleur-de-lis print on their clothes, on their hat, and just bejeweled it a little bit. Gave him some little rouge on his cheeks. And painted him a mustache. And he's got some Mirrored teeth. Boy got some silver teeth. Yes, indeed. He had to have a grill. I would dazzle anything. And so then I took some 2x4s, cut them to make them, and put them put the fleur de lis print on the shoes like you would some Ferragamos or something, or some whatevers. And so there you go. And now they're not as tall as I wanted them. I bought some buckets to make into drums. I haven't done it yet. But if you wanted their legs longer, and the legs and the arms are out of cardboard tubes. So I glued everything on with hot glue or either Mod Podge. And so what you can do if you wanted his legs longer, you could, first of all, make him sturdy enough, to be outside, wind blowing or whatever. You're going to have to varnish him up and everything. The paint that I use to paint their uniforms is Rust-Oleum Metallics. They have beautiful metallic paints. And but to make their legs longer, I would use PVC pipes, because outside it is going to, and it's not as sturdy or what have you. Now I'm going to, on these, because they are cardboard, I'm going to put I have a piece of 2x6 I'm going to put behind them to kind of stand them up and prop them up. But I just want you to see what you can do. These are liquid detergent bottles for his top, for his chest, and one for his bottom. And then I inverted them, turned them upside down on each other, cut one of them out, made holes in one of them, cut the top off, the little spout and the twist top, and I cut a hole in it big enough for the other one to fit down in it to kind of give him some kind of a waistline. But the way those bottles are made, they wouldn't shrink the waistline in. And so I wanted to do this I didn't want it to be an extremely difficult task. Turned out wonderful with the belts. I love the dramatic belts. I wanted a small waist, but I love those dramatic belts. And like I said, you're going to have to varnish them. You're going to have to use a paint that will not rub off or scratch off. Mod Podge has a spray now, and you can spray this glitter. And if you wanted to put it outside on a covered porch, I wouldn't suggest putting this cardboard. Now, if you can get PVC pipe, the size of those hats. It's expensive, or more expensive than just thinner ones, smaller ones, but you can. You just make sure you varnish everything, and that you get a paint that will not scratch off, and that the weather can take, and you got to be able to weatherize it. But I think that they are just spiffy. They turned out so beautiful, and I love them. I'm going to make some more. Not this year. I am tired out. I have really worked on them. And just a hot glue gun, like I said, Mod Podge, plenty of glitter, any color you want. You can make a buckle, out of ribbon or out of, cardboard, whatever you want to do, and glitter it up or whatever. I had those medallions. I love it, the way it turned out. Oh, and his hands are just Christmas balls that I glued in. So I hope that you get to do it next year, or if you're really you got to take the challenge, you can do it this year. It takes time to let all this stuff dry is the only thing. When you paint it, priming it and all that, it has to dry before you move on. And so that's the only thing. Plus I was brand new at this, had no idea what I was doing. Then I got a virus and, was out for about a week. And so I thought, finished or not, I'm going to put this on so that you can look at it and see what you can do. And there you go. So I hope that you enjoy this. Have a beautiful, Merry, Merry Christmas. Enjoy Christ, being grateful for him and what he has done for us. Sing all the beautiful carols that have been blessed about Jesus, been written and sung about Jesus, as well as the fun ones. Love everybody. Refuse to argue with anyone, no matter what they do. If you have family over and they acting up, don't argue. Don't act ugly. Don't no fights. Of course, if you have to, correct some things, but do it in love. Do it in love. And have fun. Do not get in the middle of fights, anyone getting hurt or anything like that. Refuse to accept it. Pray over your house. Pray before you go somewhere. Ask the Lord, should I even go to this Christmas party? Even though it is a family party and everybody's expecting you. He'll let you know no or yes if there's going to be trouble or not or something. But just have fun and enjoy each other and have fun with this craft. God bless and I love you. He loves you too. Jesus loves you. See you next time.